Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be a deep dive champion guide for one of the best epics that Raid Shadow Legends has ever added to the game in Uragrim, so let's get into it. Alrighty, and for Uragrim, we're going to go to the Ogre Tribe, and then the bottom right, the Void Support Epic Champion right here is Uragrim, and then you know the drill by now, but down below in the pinned comment, I have got a infographic right here that has all the information, like the 13 books required, the grades, the optimal sets, and then the masteries that you will see in this video on the champion that I am showcasing. So that'll be down below if you want to check that out, but let's put it away and get into some analysis. Aesthetically, awesome. Very Warcraft, shaman-y look here. So Raid always nails it with the aesthetic. Well, most of the time nails it with the aesthetics. There's been a couple misses lately, but Uragrim is definitely back to normal in Raid, releasing amazing looking champions. Then for the kit. So we've got HP, attack, defense. He is actually going to scale his damage with attack, but it's like this guy hits like, I don't even know how to describe it, like a pillowcase without a pillow in it. Just like absolutely, I mean, he's hitting for like 700 damage when I had him built. So like, do not care about attack or crit rate or crit damage. It's not going to matter on this guy. The base HP and the base defense are okay. Nothing super notable to go over there, but the 102 base speed is pretty good. We already talked about crit rate and crit damage. You don't need to worry about that. And then resistance and accuracy, pretty solid, getting a base 45 there. But then for the kit, that's where things are going to get interesting. The A1 is going to be a triple hitter, which we love, and then each hit is going to be a 25% that you can book up to, look at this, 25, 30, 35, 45% of placing a 5% poison for 2 turns. Then the A2 is going to be remove all debuffs from a target ally, then heal them by 40% of their max HP. We can get that book to a 3-turn cooldown, very similar to something that Steel Skull is going to have. And then the A3 is going to be a very bad Alcazar type of ability here. Place 3 poison debuffs on all enemies for 2 turns. Also place 2 continuous heal buffs on all allies for 2 turns. We can book that to a 3-turn cooldown. And then we get an all ally, all battle speed aura of 20%. So one of the best auras in the game. You're always looking for speed auras. You can never have enough of them. And it's not even going to have any qualifiers. It is just all ally, all speed. So obviously a very versatile kit. Basically does everything except for like he's not going to be a big like hard-hitting damage dealer, something like a Rotos or a Trunda or a Skull Crown. But he's got poisons, which leads to damage. And then he's got the healing, the cleansing of debuffs, the speed aura, the triple hit A1. So lots of stuff going on here. Obviously a very useful kit. So now let's head on over to the Uragrim that I've got built, and we'll talk about some of the building, booking, and masteries. So here is the Uragrim that I've got built on my account here. I actually got lucky enough during the last event, the last 2x Void, I had my friend Cold Brew pulling shards for me, and it didn't go super amazing in terms of getting a top tier legendary or anything, but at least we did get Uragrim from that session. So that is kind of the result of building him right here and doing this video for you. So thankfully I was able to get him and do some testing here, but I went with the regen and the immortal because I was trying to build him as my new solo dragon carry. So the way I like to grind the dragon is solo it and then bring along 4 food champions so that I don't ever really need to do the campaign. I can just bring food champions and kind of slowly over the course of grinding dungeons. Every time I'm doing the dragon, I can slowly level champions up, and over the course of time that adds up to a lot of champions being grinded up in dungeons. So I started out with Bad Alcazar doing solo level 20. Then I graduated to Tomb Lord, soloing level 25 when they added level 25 dungeons. Now I've got this build right here is able to solo Dragon 25 faster than Tomb Lord. Actually, about a minute faster. So yeah, as an epic champion, this guy is absolutely insane for clearing the dragon. He can even do solo Dragon 25 in under 2 minutes. And I may do a dedicated video on that just to get you a really detailed infographic and some analysis on exactly how that specific build is going to be if you're looking to copy that and do solo Dragon 25. I mean, you'll get a glimpse of it here in the video, but so the build is going to be a little different than what you want to go for typically. I would say for most builds on this guy, you're going to want to go with an accuracy banner because he gets a lot of value out of placing all of those poisons. And then we're just looking for as much speed and toughness as we can get, basically. So amulet, you're going to go with your best defense and HP amulet that has got ideally a couple accuracy rolls on it. And the ring, you're just looking for as much toughness as you can get. Don't worry about the attack. Just stack as much defense and HP as you can get in that slot. The boots, we're almost always going to go speed unless you're doing some sort of specially tuned clan boss composition, and then I can see it making sense to do defense or HP or whatever to fit in your normal speed. But just normal account usage, probably going with our best blend of speed and then accuracy and toughness. For the chest and the gloves, so he does do continuous heal, so you're going to want him in high HP because he's going to scale a bunch of healing based off of how much HP he has, but you do want to get toughness on him. So just for the chest and the for the gloves and the chest, you're gonna be looking for the most HP you can get, but don't forget about defense. So it's almost not even that bad to go 1 and 1 on each one. And I've got a big spot to improve here. I'm using 5-star HP gloves and was able to still make it work to do solo Dragon 25. But yeah, you know the drill. Get the defense, get the speed, get the HP, and you'll be set to go. That's all you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about like crit damage and all that stuff, crit rate. So top ones are pretty simple, but there are mine in case you wanted to see. And I already explained kind of why I went regen and immortal. It's so that he can sustain to do some solo content for me. But for a more normal build, just for using in general on your account, you'd want to, use sets like speed. Perception would be a great set for him. Lots of different things you could do. Reflex, cycle through those cooldowns, relentless, get all those triple hit A1s popping off and cycle through your abilities. So a couple different ways you could build them in a few different sets that make sense. And again, I have those on the infographic up on the top right if you want to check out the stat priority and the optimal sets down there. Then for the booking process, I believe he takes 13. It's 6 plus 5 is 11, and then 2 is 13. So the books, he's definitely worth booking. He's one of the best epics in the game. You do not have to feel bad about spending epic books on him. It is unfortunate that they made the A1 take 6 books. I wish they would have toned that down a little bit, but they are all pretty impactful. I mean, that 10% buff chance when you've only got 25 plus 10 is 35, 10 out of 35 is definitely a pretty big deal on him. Then the A2, obviously you're getting 2 cooldowns going from 5 to 3, very impactful. And then on the A3, going from 5 to 3 is obviously insane. So if you're going to use this guy a lot, do not feel bad about booking him. He is worth it. Then for the Masteries, there's a few different ways you can go on this. I do like Oppressor, especially for the solo content, because especially because I didn't put speed on him. I'm using regen and immortal, so I wanted to be able to cycle through the turns. And because I did not have this mastery right here to get stacking speed, I can get 18 more speed after kills to help me. So I wanted a little bit of help on the speed, and that's why I went with Oppressor. But if you're going to be using him in the clan boss, you'd probably want to take Giant Slayer, take advantage of that triple hit A1 and get some Giant Slayer procs. But for this build right here, should be mostly viable for anything where you're not using him in the clan boss. And I do also want to mention that Sniper is a pretty good mastery on him, especially for the clan boss, because you are going to be getting that extra bonus chance of placing the poisons on the triple hit A1. So you do get a lot of value out of Sniper, but just to make sure I could sustain in the Dragon, I did want to go with Lasting Gifts and Master Hexer to make poisons and continuous heal last as much as possible. But Sniper would honestly probably be just as good as Master Hexer. Those two are going to be neck and neck in terms of value. They're definitely both super viable on him. Then as we dive into showing you this guy in action, I think he is going to shine in the Dragon. I think you can get him, once you've got your account pretty developed, you could get him to be soloing Dragon 20 and later on even Dragon 25, which I will show you here in a second. Let me go ahead and pull up that footage. Boom. Okay, so this is going to be a solo Dragon 25 run. And so my Tomb Lord was doing solo Dragon 25 in about probably 2:30 to 3 minutes or so. It seems like recently it's been closer to 3 minutes. So obviously super good build with the Tomb Lord. I've already got a dedicated video on the Tomb Lord build to be able to solo Dragon 25. But then we get this epic champion that can solo it a minute faster. Like I had a run that was, I swear I had a run that was like a minute 40. I think this one ends up being like a minute 57 or something. So obviously, if you can do Dragon 25 solo as an epic champion in under 2 minutes, that's just bonkers crazy. You can see all the insane poisons going down. Wave 2 can get a little bit dicey. He does need a pretty good amount of toughness to be able to survive and do it solo. But I know a lot of you out there are more concerned about him just functioning really well in a team, and then it's no problem. He's going to be an absolute beast. Lots of heals, Lots of damage, poisons, helping you really crank down the dragon super fast because poisons are amazing in this dungeon. You'll see champions like Frozen Banshee, Occult Brawler. You can even do strats with him that pair with Zavia where you blast through the dragon and keep those detonations going off all the way up to about Dragon 20 because the detonations get nerfed a little bit once you get to like Dragon 21 and above. But yeah, lots of different options you can go when you're placing this many poisons and bringing that much ability in terms of support as well. So yeah, there you go. The triple hitter A1s, lots of healing. That's the regen and the immortal popping off. And then also his continuous heals that he places on himself. And then once you're here, it's just a DPS race. Every time the dragon takes a turn, he's going to take tons of damage from all those poisons. And you can see how weak the A1 hits. Look at that, like 600 damage. Like, yeah, 555. Like, yeah, don't worry about squeezing damage out of the A1 with like crit rate and crit damage and stuff. Not worth it. Just take advantage of the rest of his kit. So yeah, minute 57 there on solo Dragon 25. Now I think solo Dragon. Yeah, sorry, I don't remember if I said Golem or Dragon, but the Golem's a little bit different. I think he probably could solo the Golem, but his gear would have to be intense. It'd have to be really good. And then with some of these stages, you've got those Penitents in Wave 1 where they cleanse and then they place a block of debuffs. So that just hard stops him. That makes it super not viable to have him solo that content. But like I set up a speed team here, which is kind of your typical C or speed comp, lots of buffs and nuking going on. And then he fits in fine. Once people start dying, he can essentially just keep his regen up and keep soloing the Golem. And I think this run ends up taking like a minute 50 something again. So definitely super viable in Golem compositions as well. And I believe it's mostly what my composition was. It's just Lydia replacing Stag Knight. And because I don't really need the attack down if I'm counting on him and Bad L just kind of soloing the content. But you can see here when Bad L falls, he's still able to kind of solo this and just stay up with Lydia and go ahead and just so many poisons going down on the Golem that every time they take a turn, they take so much damage. Look at that. It just chunked down like 40% of what he had left and about 20% of his whole bar every time he takes a turn just from all those poisons sitting there. And you'll see when he takes a turn, right, that boom, that just chunked like 20% of his HP bar. We're up at a minute 40. I think it finishes before 2 minutes, so it's definitely pretty soon here. And you'll be able to see how he compared in terms of damage dealt to the rest of the team. Definitely, obviously, like when you've got that many poisons over the course of a 2-minute run, the damage is going to be crazy. Oh no, it wasn't under 2 minutes. Okay, I wasn't remembering right in my testing here. 207. Okay, so and then look at this. 2 million damage right here for Uragrim compared to everything else going on. Seer obviously blowing up the waves, hitting for 4.5 million, but then didn't bring a whole lot to the boss. So if you have a situation where you've got some help for the waves, and then you've got you just get Uragrim to the boss fight, and he just cranks out chunking that HP bar down with all the poisons that he places. And now we can dive into the grades here for Uragrim. I have got it pulled up down there. That's from my tier list. I did cut off the potion keeps. That way I can make it a little bit bigger. People were saying it was too small down there on the bottom. And if I have all of those categories, I can't fit them all on the screen, and it makes the numbers a little bit small. So let me know if that's okay. But in terms of the keeps, he's gonna be okay. He'd be really good in like the Void keep, and he places buffs, so he'd be good in the Arcane keep. But he'll be solid in most of them. He doesn't bring any specific mechanics for like the Spirit keep or the Magic keep, but he's totally useful in the Potion keeps. But overall of 8.7, so he grades out as one of the best epics in the game. Overall utility. Book value, like I said, don't feel bad about booking him. We've got a maxed out 10 there. Then on my tier list, the way it works is if you're super meta, I actually go above 10 just because I ended up with so many champions being 10. I needed a way to differentiate. So Clan Boss, he's amazing. The triple hit A1, all the poisons, the cleansing, you can have him cleanse the Clan Boss stun, all the healing, the speed RF for like just insane, super good in the Clan Boss. Not amazing in the arena. I mean, it could make sense, obviously, but the single target cleanse You know, not going to be like meta or anything in the arena. I could see like early game being okay. Not going to be a good XP farmer. Faction Wars, he's amazing. It brings so much to the table for the Ogre and Tribes. You'll definitely use him there if you build him. Dragon, if you could solo Dragon 25 in under 2 minutes, you definitely are the maxed out score on the Dragon. I don't think I need to say anything more there. Spider, Fire Knight brings utility there for sure, especially for Fire Knight. If you're going to do like a Zavia strat and like Fire Knight 20 where you blow stuff up, he'd be really fun there. The triple hit A1 is going to help you break the shield. The Spider, he brings the speed aura. Doesn't do anything in terms of turn meter or like suppression of the Spiderlings or anything, but he'd be totally fine. And then the Golem, he can't quite like solo it as easy as the Dragon, but he would do great there, so he gets a solid score there as well. But yeah, all in all, amazing champion, definitely A+, and super happy to add it to the game. If you get him, I'm sure you'll be building him and using him and investing in him to use him in many different areas of the game. So as always, let me know what you think about the tier list and the champion in general. That's all subject to change. It may change over time if you're watching this video down the road. Always enjoy hearing your opinions as well, so I can make these things a little bit more accurate as time goes on. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching, and remember the infographic is down below if you would like to pull it up. So have a good rest of your day. Peace.